Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Grenco Science G-Pen Rome dab of the day. Today is Sunday, a snowy Sunday in New Jersey with another 6 inches on the ground. Trust. Being trustworthy. Let's discuss. Trust is a fundamental cornerstone of successful relationships. It creates stability, helps transparency and respect. It is the character trait that people value and look for in others. It is often synonymous with integrity, being honorable, and fair. Many people question, are we trustworthy? Many people go further and say, do you trust yourself? Being a trustworthy person doesn't just happen. It takes commitment, dedication, and a choice to live an honest life, to trust yourself and to be trusted by others. You have to be accountable in all areas of your life. It's very difficult. If you are human, you know as well as anybody else that that can be a challenge. So let's discuss some traits, some ways that you can become or be trustworthy. Some of the things that we see in people that are trustworthy. Trustworthy people keep their commitment in words and deeds. I've always said I walk the walk because I talk the talk. If you say you're going to do something, by golly, do it. If you make plans with somebody, by golly, be there. If you said you're going to be there at 10 o'clock, be there at 10 o'clock or at 9:50. If you're not, call ahead, let them know. Seeing things through is a trademark of a trustworthy person. You don't leave garbage behind you after you've done something. Be honest, even when the outcome will not be in your favor. Tell the truth. This shows you have good character, which builds trust. Sidebar. My son was about 15, because I was still giving him rides to parties and stuff. 15 years old. And calls me and says, Dad, I need a ride home. But something happened. I'll tell you when you see me. What happened was they were serving alcohol at that party, and the police came. And he went out the back door and got away. And you know what I made him do with me? We went down to the police station and said that my son, he said out loud himself, he did a terrible thing. He ran away from the scene. He should have faced the consequences. Guess what that did? That showed him an example of what good character is, and it helped him build himself into a person of great character who everyone can trust. You see, he didn't want that outcome. Doesn't matter. But he knew the entry fee to being trustworthy was a little bit of discomfort. Be transparent. Helps you become a trustworthy person. When you make a mistake, we all make them. Admit it. How many of you make a mistake and then try to pile dirt on it or whatever to cover it up you didn't make it? Come on, we all know it, right? If you admit it, it shows that you're able to take responsibility for your actions without blaming others. Come on. Let's own up to our stuff. What I say constantly to Mrs. Stoner and to everybody I know, frankly, is I own everything I am, I own everything I do, and I own everything I've done. I walk from nothing. Be on time. I talked about that earlier, about my appointment for 10 o'clock. Be there at 9:50. When you're late, you're showing people that you don't value them or their time. You're showing also that you have a hard time keeping your commitments. The strategy they tried to use my customer when I was in business. I had a large customer with 1,000 stores that I was responsible for. Knew the owners well, blah, blah, blah. But do you know what their process was when you were a vendor? They kept you waiting for hours. For hours. And in the beginning, I waited like a dummy. The last 10 years of my career, they can text me or call me when they're ready. I'm in their 400,000 square foot building doing other things with other people. So on time doesn't just show you're trustworthy. On time shows respect. That's right. Respect and value for the people's time. They had none for ours, for the people on the other side. That's not right. Keep confidences. It sounds, if you're a trustworthy person, it sounds almost like automatic that you're going to keep confidence, but it's not. A lot of trustworthy people have big mouths. If someone has told you something, it is often because they trust you. Don't share the information with others. Guard the person's personal business carefully. Now you could argue, they never told me to not tell anybody. Why don't you assume that when someone's telling you personal information, it's just for you? Keep the confidence. Don't gossip. Talking negatively about others behind their backs erodes trust immediately. Remember, if people gossip with you, they're going to gossip about you. I knew this as I was doing a lot of gossiping. I knew that on the other side, boy, they must have been telling crap about me. Apologize. If you've done something wrong, admit it quickly and ask what you can do to make it right. What did I just finish telling everybody here? I own everything I do, I own everything I've done, and I own everything I'm going to do. I'm responsible for me. And if it's something I did wrong, I am sorry. I'm there, I'm on top of it. It's important to do. And you know what you want to do to be trustworthy? Because people want to be able to count on you now and 24 minutes from now. Be predictable in certain ways. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Be the person who is the steadfast, steady rock, if you will, in the room. That builds trust. That shows trustworthiness. Because what you're going to do as the trustworthy person is set the tone. The attitude of trust will cause a ripple effect with others. And the only thing you've got to do to make this happen is to make sure the ripple effect is trusting yourself and others. You see, what needs to happen is you need to remember a couple things about trust. Reliability, credibility, intimacy, all help trust. A wonderful thing about being a trustworthy person is that you have a very, very good self-orientation. When you're trustworthy, often you give off an air of trust. People can trust you. You look like a trustworthy person. Have you ever heard that term? Boy, that person looks like somebody you can trust. It is true. It's there. So let's all try. Let's all try to continue living our lives. This is not about changing who we are, but it's about improving who we are. Let's understand what it takes to be trustworthy, and let's work on it. Let's work on it just a little bit each day. And you know what you might find? You might find you make headway. You might find, you know what? You're a trustworthy person and you didn't even think you were. Remember, it's you. It's how you think about you. Don't put yourself in a corner and say to yourself, oh, I'm a lousy, untrustworthy person. Go for it. Go for it. Make yourself that trustworthy person that everybody can rely on. It's critically important. Why is it critically important? Because you know what? If You're the trustworthy person. You steer the ship. People will come to you for advice. People will be there, always wanting to hear what you have to say. Trust is priceless. This has been the Real Senior Stoner, talking about trust and trustworthiness and what it means. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please subscribe to the channel. Send me your comments. I love to reply to each and every one of them. Have a great day, and let's all try to be more trustworthy. Cheers. And thanks for watching The Real Senior Stoner. Have a great day, everybody.